Hey guys, Bix Weir, road2rooted.com. Let's talk silver, silver manipulation, silver, buying physical silver, all things silver. A lot of crypto people now are figuring out, one, the crypto markets are rigged, but two, the silver markets have been rigged for over 150 years. I get that cryptos are going to run, absolutely, but when silver is cut loose from manipulation, it is world changing. Absolutely. And there's mega money that wants to get in. Once the silver manipulation stops, the world will find out exactly what happened. We know what happened. The U.S. government has been rigging the silver market, along with the UK government, all governments around the world that run the fiat monetary system. But also, in that same vein, JP Morgan, for the last 10 years, has been rigging the silver market for their own benefit, driving the price lower so they can take physical silver off the market and put in their pocket without driving the price up. 6 JP Morgan traders have been indicted. Some of them on RICO charges, and word came out last week that, oh, by the way, JP Morgan, the actual company, has been involved in an investigation for RICO charges, which is racketeering, which means they will have the potential to lose up to 3 times what they stole. So if JP Morgan has 1 billion ounces of physical metal that they acquired because they drove the price so low, they will have to pay back 3 billion ounces. That is a death blow to JP Morgan. But hey, everything else is falling apart, so why not now? I would like to point out, and this is important, John Edmonds, the first trader to be charged on RICO charges. I don't even know when he was charged, but he admitted it. He's a JP Morgan trader. He admitted. Here it is. Now, this case is still pending. This is like 2 years later, and it's still pending. Why? Because he's turning state evidence. I mean, John Edmonds better watch his back. I hope he's under, lockdown by the good guys. But on October 29, 2018, John Edmonds pleaded guilty on a 2-count information that charged him with 1 count of commodities fraud and 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, commodities fraud, commodity price manipulation, and spoofing in connection with his participation in a conspiracy with other precious metals traders at a U.S. bank, which is JP Morgan, which is headquartered in New York, to manipulate and deceive market participants in the markets for precious metals futures contracts between approximately 2009 and 2015. Yes, there were 3 investigations into silver price manipulation, and the CFTC couldn't come up with anything. Bullshit. They chose not to. They run cover. The CFTC is running cover for the manipulation. Anyway, this is still pending. This case is he has not been sentenced after all this time. It is insane. And now there are 5 other traders. Some of them are fighting it, and some of them are turning state's evidence. Hey, probably the upper senior management guys, especially out of London, where most of the criminality takes place. Remember where the whale was? Those guys are probably not being offered a deal because the DOJ has all the goods on them. Spoofing is nothing. That is nothing compared to what they're doing, driving the price down to steal the metal, the physical metal, and take it off the exchange. Let's talk BlackRock really quick. BlackRock owns SLV, which means they are hiring a known criminal, JP Morgan, in the silver markets to hold the inventory of SLV. If you guys have SLV, you are insane. Insane. It is a complete fraud. JP Morgan will end up with that metal. Now, when JP Morgan gets busted, all bets are off. I think the DOJ is waiting for the collapse in the system, which is coming, obviously, with what's going on. China shutting their doors. China is in on this game with the good guys to take down the entire monetary system. Absolutely 100%. More news. JP Morgan Chase confirmed as target of metals rigging prosecution. Now, this wasn't an official statement by the DOJ, but it's just more pressure on Jamie Blythe Masters, who should have been put in jail 10 years ago. The U.S. Department of Justice investigation of criminal activity in the precious metals markets has taken an interesting new turn. According to Bloomberg, prosecutors are targeting the bank itself and not just the individual traders involved in rigging prices. If convicted, the bank as an institution could be held accountable for years of structured and pervasive cheating. Not only hold accountable, they will have to pay back 3 billion ounces of physical silver, not electronic COMEX contracts. The RICO charges you can be fined up to 3 times what you stole. And not necessarily in monetary terms either. If you stole 1 billion ounces worth of silver, you will be required to pay back 1 billion ounces worth of physical silver. Or 3 billion ounces. Up to. It all depends. And obviously we know JP Morgan's fighting this whole thing. There's a battle going on behind the scenes, a huge battle. And it's not going to be pretty. And oh, by the way, the DOJ investigation of JP Morgan's metals trading desk began more than 2 years ago. It came on the heels of a guilty plea by Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank copped to spoofing prices and agreed to turn state's evidence. Deutsche Bank then handed over hundreds of thousands of pages of documents along with chat logs and voice recordings which features traders gleefully conspiring with one another to cheat clients and other market participants. It's the open secret in finance. Absolutely 100%. There is no doubt, there is no need for further proof that JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank were rigging the silver markets. So why don't they pull the trigger? Because they know how important it is. If you can't control gold and silver, you can't control the unbacked fiat monetary system. That's why you guys have to get out there and buy physical silver. Still, I think it went over $18. You can get it around 18. It is insane. It is insane what has been going on. I've been fighting this fight for 20 years. 20 years. But we are winning. We are closer than ever. If you are not invested in silver and you're just hearing this news, you have 20 years of pain and suffering that you didn't have to go through. Yes, 20 years. It's been a long fight, but it's a fight worth fighting. Criminality cannot stand. If America wants to stand strong as a country, we need to be an honest country. We are so far from that right now. It's sad. We need to tell Steve Mnuchin to take his little finger off the market rigging mouse. Take your little finger off, Steve. I know you watch my stuff. But everybody's talking about it now. Here's this from Seeking Alpha. Silver sits while spoofing prosecutions proceed. JP Morgan's still exactly where it was. Last year, the U.S. Department of Justice indicted a handful of JP Morgan traders on spoofing and conspiracy charges. Investigators charged individuals with manipulating the silver and gold markets on thousands of occasions. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but there should be additional developments over the coming weeks and months. A group of market participants continues to believe that JP Morgan is at the center of a massive market manipulation scheme dating back to its takeover of Bear Stearns. This is fact. Even Bart Chilton, CFTC director or commissioner, even said it. Yes, JP Morgan took over the Bear Stearns position and they were completely offsides. Bart Chilton said the only reason they didn't get busted is it was a political decision not to bust them. Are you kidding me? So politics and law don't jive. They're gonna side on the side of politics, a political maneuver. Barack Obama was the man at the time. Obviously, one of the biggest criminals ever to sit in that office, along with the Bushes and the Clintons. There's so many since Reagan. It is, we need our country back. This is complete bullshit. Trump, you're right in there with him. What do you want your legacy to be? I was a market rigger. Oh, we had a great economy because I said so and I tweeted it. And I told Steve Mnuchin to click the mouse every day so the markets stay in order. We're done with it. Here's an interesting thing. JP Morgan targets full ownership in China businesses by 2021. JP Morgan is knee-deep in China. If China wants to end the monetary system, all they got to do is shut their borders, which are shut right now. JP Morgan, billions and billions, probably trillions of dollars of derivatives with counterparties in China. Jamie Dimon is just shitting bricks right now. Now, on the surface, it might not look like a lot. Big Four bank exposure to China and Hong Kong. JP Morgan Chase, $25 billion. Bank of America, $24 billion. Citibank, here we go again, $65 billion. Wells Fargo. What do all those banks have in common? They are the largest derivative holders on planet Earth. JP Morgan number 1, Citibank number 2. JP Morgan has $25 trillion. Citibank, 49 trillion. Goldman Sachs, 49 trillion. Wells Fargo, 21 trillion. And these are the banks who are highly invested in China. Now remember, these numbers do not count derivatives. These are just loans. They are loans in China and Hong Kong. They don't count the trillions in derivative exposure that are going sideways right now. Just another reason this shit ain't going to last very long. We won't get to the end of the third quarter without everything going sideways. That's only what? Still a month and a half away. We won't even get the next 3 weeks with all the shutdown of, what are you going to do when you go to your shopping, your local grocery store, and they don't have toilet paper because it was all being made in China? How about food manufacturers that don't have any wrappers because all the PET, all the plastic wrappers were made in China? I mean, there's such a huge trickle down to trusting another country to supply all our goods. No cars will be made. And how leveraged are these companies, and how leveraged are the banks lending them money? It is on the brink of ugliness, and Steve Mnuchin keeps clicking that mouse higher so that the Dow keeps going up and up and up. This will not end pretty, my friends. It will end very ugly, and you need to get your silver now, physical silver in your own possession. Again, my friend Andy at Miles Franklin is giving out the best deals right now. Send him an email, andy@milesfranklin.com. If you're going to buy some silver, now is the time to get it in your own possession. Don't let anybody else hold it for you. I don't care how nice they are. And if you have gold, oh my God, I can't believe you have gold. But secondly, go swap it. Get yourself 85, 86 ounces of physical silver. Because when gold goes, silver will go massively higher. Anyway, that's your, I think I'll play that silver, Pay Me My Silver Now song. Enjoy.
Are there any silver lovers out there? Silver! Pay me my silver now. Cajun version. Zydeco version? What is it? Do we remember how we started this? Like Little Feet.
Thought I heard the people say, pay me my silver now. Tomorrow's another trading day. Pay me my silver now. Watching comics prices rise. Pay me my silver now. JP Morgan naked swords to hide. Pay me my silver now. Pay me. Pay me my silver now.
Keep going.
Butler nails you every time you try. Pay me my silver now. Info hats at the silver show. Pay me my silver now.
Let's go.
Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me, go to jail. Pay me my silver now. Come on.
Oh, that was my take, huh?